You use a browser every single day, right? Of course you do. But something huge is happening right under your fingertips. There's this quiet revolution going on, and it's not about making pages load faster or getting a shiny new design. No, this is about something much deeper. It's about how we think.
And that, quote, that's what this is all about. You might not have seen the headlines, but while you've been working, shopping, and browsing, the biggest names in tech have declared war. And this isn't some far-off prediction. It is happening right now.
And here's the crazy part. The goal isn't just to be the browser you open every morning. The real prize is to become your partner in thinking, to be your cognitive co-pilot. They're fighting for a piece of your actual decision-making process.
Okay, so to really get what this all means, let's make it personal. Let's ground this whole abstract idea in a real story. We're going to follow someone named Ria and watch how her world and the tools she uses to understand it have completely transformed.
Just look at how fast things are changing here. Back in '95, Ria's world of information was a single, physical book, linear, slow. By 2013, boom, she has a fire hose of information, almost too much. But the real jump, the game changer, is 2025. She's not looking for pages anymore. No, she's asking her browser for the answer, fully formed. The entire job has changed.
And that, right there, is the fundamental shift. For decades, our job was to be the human filter. We'd dive into a sea of links, click through dozens of tabs, and try to piece together an answer ourselves. The new way? The browser gets what you're trying to do. It does the hard work of synthesis for you and just hands you the solution.
So how did we get here? Well, this didn't happen overnight. The browser you're using right now is the winner of decades of brutal competition. To get a handle on what some people are calling the third browser war, or it is really the fourth major battle for your screen, we gotta look back. So way back in the day, the first war was super simple. Who could get you on the web? Netscape was the early king, but then Microsoft came in with a killer move. They bundled Internet Explorer with every single copy of Windows. Game over. The lesson was learned. Distribution is everything. All right, phase 2. This was all about speed. Internet Explorer got slow and clunky. Then, in 2008, Google launched Chrome. It was clean, it was stable, and man, was it fast. And all that speed? It wasn't just about making you happy. It was the engine for Google's massive data-driven advertising empire.
And then, of course, everything went mobile. The battlefront moved from our desks to our pockets. It basically became a two-way fight. Google's Chrome on Android versus Apple's Safari on iOS. And suddenly, where you were and what you were doing, that became the new gold. And that brings us to right now, the fourth browser war. The central question has totally changed. It's not about access or speed anymore. It's about pure intelligence. The race is on to build a browser so smart that it makes the whole idea of searching feel obsolete.
And the players on this new battlefield? Totally different. You've got tools that act like a super assistant, that actually understand what's on the page you're looking at. You've got others aiming for zero-click answers, where you get what you need without ever clicking a link. Then you have innovators like Arc, just completely rethinking the user experience, and Brave, which is all in on privacy and running AI right on your device. Stage is set.
Okay, so a bunch of tech companies fighting. Why should you care? Well, because whoever wins is going to completely change the way you work. This isn't just a new feature we're talking about. It's a productivity revolution. Just imagine this. A CFO needs to evaluate some new software. Not too long ago, that was a full day's work, an 8-hour slog of research and spreadsheets. Then search engines came along and cut that down to maybe 4 hours. But now, in 2025, with an AI browser, that same task takes 90 seconds. You're not asking for links. You're asking for a full analysis and a draft memo. 90 seconds.
And that is the key here. It's not just a small improvement. It's what you call cognitive leverage. It's about letting the machine do the information gathering grunt work so your brain can focus on the important stuff, making smart judgments and solving big problems.
And the numbers, I mean, they're just insane. We're not talking about a little 10% or 20% bump in productivity. For tasks that are heavy on research, we are talking about being 10 to 50 times faster. Just think about what that means for a company, for an entire economy.
And you know what happens when there's that much potential? The market just explodes. We're looking at projections of nearly 33% annual growth. This isn't some niche little product, it's the next big thing in computing.
This isn't just a new feature, folks. This is a full-on economic reset. Within a decade, this market is projected to be worth over $76 billion. That's the sheer scale of the disruption we are all watching happen in real time.
This whole evolution, it's not just about browsers. It's really a blueprint for how all knowledge work is changing. First, we had tools that just opened pages, then tools that could rank those pages. After that, tools that could understand what you were trying to do. And now, we're at the final step. Tools that can reason and actually act for you.
So think about all the things that drive you crazy about browsing today. That feeling of being buried under 100 tabs, replaced by a browser that has contextual memory. Feeling overwhelmed by too much information, replaced by intelligent synthesis. That paralysis you get when you have too much data to make a decision, replaced by AI agents that can just do the task.
All right, so we've covered the history, the tech, the mind-blowing impact. It all comes down to this. In this new world, the tools you choose to use matter more than they ever have before.
So who's going to win this thing? Well, it won't just be the fastest. The winner will be the browser that understands your context, not just your keywords. It will synthesize real insights, not just give you a list of links. It'll act proactively for you, and maybe most important of all, it's going to amplify your human judgment, not try to replace it.
When you boil it all down, it's this simple. The fight used to be about speed. Then it was about dominance. And now the war is for intelligence itself.
And that really leaves us with just one question for you. As this tech goes mainstream, there's going to be a divide. There will be people who are still just clicking links, and there will be people who are using these tools to think bigger, faster, and smarter. The only question is, which one are you?